Welcome to Sweethearts or Rivals podcast number 4. I'm Justin.
I'm Charlotte.
And what we do is we have a YouTube channel and, of course, this podcast where we talk about board games, do reviews, full playthroughs. We also have a Twitch channel where we do live playthroughs and other gaming silliness.
Right.
What are we talking about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about some recent acquisitions we have made in the last couple of months.
Nice. What do we get?
Well, in August, we received our Kickstarter of Viceroy.
Yeah.
We ordered Traders of Osaka.
Yeah, you were really wanting to get that one.
I did.
Yep.
We got Spyfall.
Nice.
And Scoville.
Right on.
Which was another one I really wanted.
Yep.
And then in September, we got a big box of games.
That's quite a list.
Yeah. We got Isle of Skye.
Nice.
We got Discoveries.
Yeah.
We got Queen's Architect.
Okay.
We got Cthulhu Realms.
Oh, okay.
Artifacts Inc. and Tides of Time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And a couple of expansions.
Right. We did get we got the Artisans of Nikala expansion.
Yep. Now, normally we don't pick up quite that many games in such a short period of time, but one of them was a Kickstarter that arrived, and most of these were relatively inexpensive.
Right, and we get our board games from Board Game Bliss.
Yeah.
And they have an option where if something comes up that we see and we know it's going to sell out fast, well, we just order it and then they put it on hold. And then once we get a great big group, like we did in September, we have them ship it all together.
Yeah. Which is awesome. Saves on shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice option they have.
That is cool. And it doesn't cost anything for us to do that.
No.
Which is amazing. There's some places that do that, but it costs money to put them on hold.
Well, they have great customer service.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Right on. So, what else are we talking about?
Well, we're going to talk about some of the games that we played recently. It's been a while since we did a podcast, so this is kind of a long list of games.
Yeah, plus it was a lot of summer stuff.
Right.
A lot of right before I go back to work, game days thrown in real quick.
Right.
Nice.
So we've got a big list, but some of them we don't really have that much to say about them.
That's okay.
But one that we played a lot this summer was Through the Ages.
Yes, we did. And I'm still playing a lot of Through the Ages, especially on Board Game Arena. If you want to play a game, just look for Sweethearts or Rivals and hit me up for a game. Totally down for that.
Yeah. I like it. I found it more enjoyable at the beginning of when I played it.
Yeah.
And I haven't quite gotten the hang of all the hidden depths.
Yeah.
So it's a little, not overwhelming, it's just a little bit more like work right now to learn all the hidden nuances of the game.
And we haven't actually played the complete game at all.
Not yet.
We've gotten into the advanced a couple of times, and I've played it a few times on Board Game Arena, but we still haven't gone into that full, all the ages, all the warfare. Mm-hmm. We haven't touched that at all yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So another one we played was one of our new acquisitions, Scoville.
We have played this twice.
Yes.
We played it once when it was just me and you.
Right.
What'd you think?
I kind of liked it. I found that the pepper planning chart,
yeah,
there was a lot of cross-referencing between this is my pepper planning chart, what peppers do I need, and those are the recipes I can make. Yeah. So which peppers do I have to plant where to... It gave me a little bit of AP. I kind of like it, but once all that pepper planningness is more second nature, I think I'm going to enjoy it more.
Okay. And then we played it with a large group. It was it 5?
It was the full complement, whatever that is.
It was a whole, yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't go over so well for one of our friends.
Yeah. He didn't like it, but he also has a little bit of color issues.
Yeah, and that would make it difficult.
So that would make it difficult. Yeah.
Even with the different heights, but
I found it way too long with that many players.
Yes, definitely. I would really like to sit down and play it with 3 or 4 players.
I would like to try it with 3.
Yeah. That'd be good.
So another one that we played was another acquisition was Viceroy.
Viceroy! We've played this twice?
I don't know. I thought 3 times.
Maybe 3 times.
Maybe.
It certainly doesn't feel like we've played this enough for me.
Yeah.
Because I really, really love it. I love building the pyramid and all the different kind of intricate connections between the cards and where am I going to put this and that. I love it.
I like building the pyramid and matching the circle colors.
Yep.
but it's getting all those special discs to
Oh,
work
yeah.
for me. I
Yeah.
find a little bit complicated.
It is. It doesn't look overly complicated,
No.
but it is.
Yes.
Or maybe another way of putting that is it's a little more complicated than it looks.
Yeah, it's complex.
Yeah.
It's more complex than it looks,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I don't think it's because of what you're doing is complex. It's just there's all these intricate connections between the levels and cards.
Each card has so many levels on it, and each level does something different.
Yeah.
And it's to get those little circles.
Yep.
I can't get the little circles to work for me yet.
The little circles.
You know, like the fighting and the...
Oh, the tokens and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fighting and, magic and...
Magic, science, defense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's definitely something we have to continue to explore.
Yes, because I always feel like I don't have enough time to do what I need to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to play it more.
Yeah. So another one, of course, was a new acquisition, was Traders of Osaka.
Yeah, we played this when we went to the boardroom game cafe.
Yeah.
And it was a big hit.
I love it.
And did we play this with more than just me and you?
No, it's always been just two players.
I think a couple of our friends saw it and were interested, but we never got a chance to play it.
Yeah, I really like it.
But I'm looking forward to playing it with more.
I find it plays fast.
Yeah.
And I like the puzzle about how the boats move.
Yep.
And I really enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, like, it's a great little game.
A lot.
Yeah. Would that be considered a filler?
I'm not sure what the time is on that game. But I think we could play it in less than 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, it feels to me as we're playing it like it's a really great filler.
And it's not one of those fillers that is just a fluff filler.
Yeah.
There's a lot of depth to it.
Absolutely.
But I think you can play in less than 30 minutes.
Sweet. All right, next.
So we played an oldie and goodie. It was Dominion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always enjoy Dominion.
Yeah, we have Dominion, we have Dominion Intrigue, and we have Prosperity. And we have not even touched Prosperity yet.
No, we're just slowly exploring the first two.
Which is fine. It's fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy
I do enjoy it.
I'm enjoying the very kind of slow wading into the depths of Dominion.
Yes. Yeah. So one that I thought I would never, ever hear myself playing in 1,000,000 years, Exploding Kittens.
Yeah, we played it.
You played it twice.
Yeah, I played it twice.
I only had to play it once, and it was for research purposes only. But you know what?
Yep.
It was it had more of a game in there than I expected.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the oatmeal or whatever. Here's my humor and art. Let's slap them on some cards and make some money.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. But there's actually an interesting little mechanism in there.
Yeah, a very good mechanism with some good choices and really, really great tension, which is quite awesome.
Yeah.
So when you flip over a card at the end of your turn, if it's an exploding cat, you have to disarm it or you're out of the game. If you can disarm it, you get to take the rest of the draw deck into your hand, plus that exploding cat, and then you get to hide it from everyone else and get to put that exploding cat wherever you want. So you could put it in there randomly, or you could count out and be like, okay, that guy, and then that guy.
Right.
And you could put it so that you know exactly who's going to draw it.
Or you could just always put it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. So there's some good choices there, and there's tension because as soon as someone has done that, you're like, who are they targeting? And then, of course, as the deck gets smaller and smaller and smaller, the tension ramps up.
Yeah, it's very tense.
Yeah, which is quite awesome.
Yeah. But I will never play it again.
No?
I dislike the art, the humor, and the fact that they chose to explode kittens. That's unsavory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a theme that if you're not into it is not. It's got to definitely be up your alley.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised with the actual game.
Yes.
Because I wasn't looking at the art or the jokes or anything. I was just reading what the cards do and then trying to ignore the rest. Anyway.
Okay.
Another one we got in a math trade. We got Flip City.
Right, yeah. And that was something that you really wanted to get, and we were looking to
Yes.
buy, but we just managed to get it traded.
Right.
Yep.
And I haven't played it enough yet to really. I found it really interesting.
Yeah.
I need to play it a few more times
Yeah.
to understand what I could even talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was unique and kind of neat, but I didn't come away from it with any, like, really strong opinion yet.
My
Just-
strong opinion is like, I want to play that again. I
Okay.
probably want to play it 3 more times just to learn how to play it.
Gotcha.
Well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, let's see. We played Kemet quite a few times, actually.
Yes, we did.
3 times.
Yeah, getting ready for our big review, which is up on the channel now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were done playing Kemet, we sold it to a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then that friend had a birthday party, invited us over, and our birthday present to him was to teach him how to play Kemet.
Right.
And then play a 5-player game of Kemet.
I actually enjoyed the 5-player game a lot more than the 2-player game.
Yes, I totally agree.
And the reason for me is it adds a lot of randomness.
Yeah.
And it brings a well, it's still highly strategic and tactical.
Yeah.
But
the randomness is just not really knowing what so many opponents are about to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like that because I don't know, I don't try to predict everyone's what they're going to do. I just react to what they do.
Yeah.
So I find that an easier way to play than just with 2.
It's almost not really randomness so much as just chaos. That unknown player chaos.
Yeah.
It's not random. There's reasons why they're doing it. It's just you can't really follow them all the time.
And I actually really like that in my games.
Yeah.
Unknown player chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed it as a 5-player game.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun, and like in the 2-player game, it's just I really have no choice but to try to kill you all the time.
Yeah.
But in a 5-player game, it's like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on the one person who's winning, which makes sense.
And what was that place on the big player board up in the top left, the Palace of the...
Oh, the Sanctuary of Gods?
Yeah, because we've never played with that before in a 2-player game.
Yeah, because it's not
and
on
I kept
that board.
like, because there was actually 6 players, so Justin and I teamed up kind of thing, and I kept saying, let's go up there and sacrifice 2 people and we can get permanent victory points.
Yeah.
He ignored me the whole time.
I did not.
Well, we never went there.
I let you make strategic decisions, and then you left half of our forces stranded in the middle of a desert and lost us the game.
I did lose us the game. It was so pitiful. But you never let me do what I thought would win us the game.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
I missed it. Next time we're over, we'll have to play again.
Right.
Yeah. So it was cool. It's a much better game than we thought, especially when you have more players, and we're really happy that friends of ours have it in case we decide to play it again in the future.
Right.
Yep.
And another one we played was Cacao.
Cacao, yes, because we did a review of that as well.
Yep.
What were your thoughts of Cacao, real quick?
I like Cacao.
Yeah?
It's cute. I like the theme, and I like tile placement games.
Yes.
The only thing I find weird about it is your meeples are on your tiles.
Yeah, that's...
So it's a different way to look at it.
Yeah, you got to get used to that. It takes a game or two.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with everything you just said for the first 3 or 4 games, and then my enjoyment of it steadily declined.
Yeah, because it's not really, you can't change it up that much.
No.
Yeah.
So it's one of those that it's a great game, it's a great design, good gateway, but if you're like heavily into a lot of games, it's going to lose its spark if you play it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And another new one we played was Spyfall.
Yeah, Spyfall. Spyfall is very interesting because, one, it plays a whole lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get very like there can be a lot of strategy in it. You know, what are the best questions to give the exact kind of information to the other people that they need to know that you are not the spy, but not give away. Like, there can be a lot of like thought put into it,
Mm-hmm.
or you can just wing it.
Right. I like to wing it.
Yeah.
But I found that I haven't really had that, just the right group yet. It seems like the people that we play with, it doesn't matter how many games we've played,
Yeah.
they all still find it really difficult.
Yeah. I think one of the problems is if you completely wing it, there's no way for anyone to really do anything other than just guess.
Yeah.
Like, you really need to develop kind of a meta game within your group of, this is what is expected of you. So kind of like Hanabi, where you need to establish some rules about clues and not giving clues for cards you think should be discarded. Things like that, the expectations going into it. Mm-hmm. If you could get a group together that could do that real quick, I think the game would almost have more structure and people would know a little bit more what they're doing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We've just never really... I mean, you need to play it a little bit to just get used to it. Yeah.
Because it's so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think if we, like, the next time we have a big gathering, if we had a bunch of people over that had played it that 1 or 2 times.
Right.
Yeah, I think then it's going to, like, get a lot better.
Yeah. I want to try it some more. Yeah,
but everyone everyone I've played it with said they enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. What about when you played it with that group?
Well, they said they enjoyed it, but they didn't look like they were having fun when they were playing it. So it's... it was tricky to know.
That's funny.
Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one we played a bit of is Spectre Ops.
Spectre Ops, yeah. We played it at the Boardroom Game Cafe a while ago. Mm-hmm. And then a friend of ours brought it over, and I played it. And I was the agent who was hidden. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting because we played the full complement, which meant there was a traitor.
Yeah.
Which I've been like really wanting to try that because that sounds awesome. And it was very, very good. And then very early on I made a horrible mistake and pretty much felt like the game was over. And then some stuff happened. We messed up a couple of rules. And me and the traitor ended up winning. But I'm not sure if we were supposed to or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because as soon as the other player was revealed that she was the traitor, she became an agent like me, and we both had pieces of paper to mark down our movement, but we didn't know if the hunters were supposed to get like a 4th character to replace her.
Oh.
And just stuff like that.
I see. Yeah.
And
I didn't get to play in that game. So.
Yeah. So and it went. I felt it went long.
Mm-hmm. It did seem like you guys were playing it long for that game.
And I don't know if it's like if that's an accurate feeling of the game or it was because very early on, I think it was like my 3rd move, I messed up horribly.
Yeah.
And honestly, it felt like I should have lost the game right then and there. And the only thing that saved me was suddenly there was 2 of us hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we need to play it some more.
Yeah.
To get a better feel for it.
Yeah, but after that second playthrough, I don't have any desire to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have a friend who has it because I'd like to try it again sometime.
Yeah, and they really like it.
Yeah.
The ones that bought it. So, yeah.
So that was interesting.
Yeah, so another one that's more similar to Spectre Ops, we got it in a math trade, is Nuns on the Run.
Yep.
And I kind of had a little bit more fun playing that one than I did Spectre Ops.
Yeah, me too, totally.
And it's not even the theme, it was just different.
Yeah, I really liked, there were the 2 people, I was playing the 2 old nuns, I guess.
Yeah.
And you could see where they were, and they had to follow a set path, which made that really easy. You didn't have to think about it, you just had to think about the little clues you were getting.
Yes.
And when you could use those clues to deviate from, like, their programmed movement.
And then playing as, because I was one of the novice ones.
Yep.
So we're the ones with our hidden movement, and it shows you have to go get a key so you can get into a room and then get back to your dormitory.
Yeah.
So it was only me trying to figure out my route and then trying to stay away from the two ladies. 2
nuns. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that really, really made Nuns on the Run amazing was the fact that all of you, because we played with the full
complement.
Yeah, there were 6 novices, 6 players, and then I was playing the 2 older nuns. But each of you was doing all this hidden stuff hidden from each other because none of you are working together.
No.
And you guys messed each other up so many times, and every time it happened,
I actually lost us the whole game.
It was hilarious.
I couldn't where I was sitting. I couldn't really see.
Okay.
I thought you were behind a wall.
Yeah.
But you weren't.
Yeah.
So when I made the noise behind you, you looked in the room that we were in.
That everybody was in.
Instead of going back down a hallway is what I was expecting you to do.
And the funniest thing about that was you weren't even the closest person.
No.
Another player was. And that
Yeah.
player was like, oh,
so
no.
mad that he tried to get me for the rest of the night in whatever game we were playing.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
Hold a grudge, yeah.
And then there was one point where I walked into a room and couldn't see anyone, and then went a little bit further to see around a corner. And I was like, do I see you? And one player's like, yes. And a second player at the same time is like, yes. And the third player's like, yes. And two of them were on the same spot.
Yeah.
And had no idea. Like,
Yeah.
It's just,
It
I
was
think
cool.
that the fact that the 6 players are running around hidden from the hunters or whatever, but
Yeah.
from each other as well.
And this has probably been said 100 times before, but we just haven't heard it.
Yeah.
It should be rethemed as Harry Potter.
Totally.
Mischief Managed, for sure.
Yeah.
It would so work. It could be Snape and,
Or
what's
even
the guy?
just head boys or Filch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
who I was thinking, Filch.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be so cool. But it would
'Cause
be tricky.
Nuns on the Run, everyone has like a blessing that gives them a one-shot special
Yeah.
ability. So you could have like spells galore.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would
It would
totally
be cool.
work.
Yeah.
It would be neat.
So,
Yep.
let's see what else. That night, someone brought over Colt Express, too.
I did not get to play this.
But it was really cool.
Yeah.
With the actual physical train, the above and below.
Yeah.
And then you've got, like, the things you're trying to get as, like, little tokens in there. It was really cool, and I didn't realize it was one of those programmable movement
okay, yeah.
games. So you get a deck of cards, and then you draw so many, and then those are the ones that you get to organize. And then you take turns around the table, and you program out your movements. So we take turns after one another.
Yeah.
Most of the time your cards are face up, so you can kind of count out the moves and see what everyone's doing, but sometimes there's a card face down.
Oh, yeah.
So then when it gets revealed, it can mess up the whole program
Nice.
for the end. It was really fun. I really want to play that one again.
I think I might like maybe watch some how to play videos because they just got that on Board Game Arena.
It's really
And then we could play it.
actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The thing about the trains, though, and the meeples, it is fiddly because you stick your hand in to grab your person.
Oh, okay,
You
yeah.
knock everything over.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, even with my girl fingers, it was hard to...
Okay.
Yeah, anyway.
Cool.
But I definitely want to play again.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see. What else did we get? Carson the Castle from a math trade.
Yeah, that was interesting. We got a math trade, opened it up, and it hadn't even been punched.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I liked it. It's a neat take on Carcassonne.
Yep. Yeah, 2-player only, and the board is contained within a series of walls. And so instead of like Carcassonne building out in like this crazy pattern that could be anything, it's all contained within
in
that,
there.
which is interesting.
And the walls is the score track, and that's
Yeah.
the only thing I found a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Because if someone's running away with it, you can pick up a lot of those face down
Yeah.
tokens,
Yeah.
which give you certain bonuses or powers.
Yeah.
And that was the only frustrating thing. And you only get them if you land on a certain spot. So you have to really time out how many points you're getting when.
Yeah.
That was tricky. It's going to take a little finessing to get used to how to play that.
Yeah. And that makes sense because it's by Reiner Knizia, and all of his games are like that, very calculating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that finesse, exactly.
Yeah.
The one thing that I didn't really enjoy in Carcassonne the Castle was in regular Carcassonne you can place a tile and, hey, look, I just finished my city, and then you score your points. And in most cases for the castle, when you lay a tile, it doesn't complete something on that tile. You have to kind of surround the things you want to complete with other tiles for them to complete.
Yeah.
And it's this weird, almost anti-Carcassonne.
Yeah, because you don't have to match like with like.
Yeah,
Or what is it? The roads have to match or something.
I think so. But it's just like, yeah, so if I put like a village next to something else.
The fort.
Yeah, it's almost like instead of I place a city tile to complete my city, as I'm going to place these other tiles around that don't match so that that thing gets surrounded and then it's complete. And that is...
It's a different way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I We only played it the once, so we definitely need to play it some more times
Yeah.
for me now that I realize that.
I like to
But the
play
first time
it.
I played it, it kept throwing me off.
Yeah, I probably need to again play this one like 2 or 3 more times to like get a good sense of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're into our new games that we just got in September.
Woohoo.
Let's see here. We played Tides of Time.
Tides of Time, quick little filler.
It is
Gorgeous art.
a very quick filler.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there's a steep learning curve for that game too. We've only played it the once.
Yep.
And I think you really need to know the cards really good
Yeah.
to be really good at that game.
Yeah. So it's
interesting.
I don't think it's like super steep because there's not a lot of cards.
No, there's not a lot of cards, but you need to understand how they all work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think if you've ever played like Love Letter or what's the other one?
The spaceship one.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called either. Anyway, if you've ever like played one of those with 2 players and thought, "That's neat," but it didn't really work that well.
Yeah.
I think this
is what you're looking for.
Yeah, because it's specific for 2 players, and there's some cool drafting which I really like.
The thing I like the most about it so far, like we've only played it once.
Yep.
Still, I've got to play it 2 or 3 more times, but was how you kept a card.
Yeah.
Behind.
Yeah.
And then you also discarded a card.
Yeah.
So if you knew there was a card that your opponent really liked a lot that ended up in your hand, you could get rid of it.
Yep.
So I found that kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like that because you can also be like, here's the one card I'm keeping. I can build a strategy off of that.
Yeah, and it's an interesting way to deck build.
Yeah, it was very neat.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
And another one was Artifacts Inc.
Artifacts Inc. This is from Red Raven Games.
Yep, and it's supposed to be like gamers Machikoro is how I heard it explained.
Yeah, I can see that because you're rolling the dice to see what you can do. It I don't know.
I didn't feel that with it at all.
I almost felt more like playing Kingsburg.
I almost felt it was more like playing the other one that we have of his, the Ancient World.
Oh, the Ancient World, yeah.
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 Kind of.
Except there's no dice in that.
No, but it's the workers that are different numbers that you're putting out to do different things.
That's true.
So I found that related more to each other than it to Machikoro.
Yeah.
To me.
It was interesting. Definitely have to play it some more. I didn't come away from that first game going, that was amazing or that was horrible. It just, well, that was interesting. Let's try that again sometime soon.
Well, yeah, when I played it, it was like, oh, now I know how to play it, so let's really play it the next time.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It was just like a learning game.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
We'll get back into that one.
Yeah. And then we played Queen's Architect.
Queen's Architect. Yeah. I was kind of intrigued about this one. About how good it was going to be.
How the workers work.
Yeah.
Because you twist them to get different number values.
A lot of interconnectivity between what you can do and how to do and calculating and figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
And I think the first 5 rounds were completely underwhelming because I didn't feel I could really do anything.
Oh yeah, because it's a slow build up, kind of.
But I think after those 5 rounds, when I started getting stuff, it really kind of hit me. This is a racing game.
Yeah, there's no points in it.
Yeah, you're just racing to the end. So I think taking that slow 5 turns to build stuff up
was a mistake.
Is probably a mistake. Yeah. I think you really need to take risky moves and that to try to
come out
get
of the
that
gate
jump
racing.
start.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely play it different the next time.
Yeah.
For
Other than that, I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I could see there being some AP and trying to figure a bunch of stuff out and how to do stuff, but I mean, you can do that when it's not your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because as far as I know, as far as I can see, there's not a lot of ways to really get in other players' ways.
Not really, but I mean, you got that tailor right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And no other purple tailors came out, so I was kind of stuck as to what I could work on.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there weren't any,
Yeah.
And then the ironsmiths or whatever they're called.
Yeah, they didn't come out for a long time.
Yeah, they were hard to get too, so it made it a little tricky.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I look forward to getting more.
Still a close game.
Yeah.
I think I only beat you by a couple of turns.
I think I would have been able to get the 15 points in 3 more turns.
Yeah.
So.
And that was really neat too, because I got to the top, and you're like, okay, you're at the top, and I was like, I need to get to this spot, and I need to get at least 15 appreciation to win. And it took several turns for me to build that up and then do it, which was a really neat catch-up mechanism.
And there was a time that I did an action, and I'm like, oh, I really just wasted an action. I didn't need to do that. I could have been 1 step ahead, so then I would have only been 2 turns behind your win.
Yeah, and I think the realization that it is a race and suddenly there's tension
it didn't
makes that rondelle like so much better.
Yeah, and I think too, like, I must have thought there was something in the end that gave us points.
Okay.
But no, it's the first person to the top wins, and that's
it.
Game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing that again.
Me
now
too.
that we're really clued into this is a race. Don't waste like a single movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So we also got Discoveries.
Discoveries. We played that twice.
Yeah, we were really excited about it, actually, the very first time we saw someone talk about it.
Yeah, very cool dice manipulation.
Management kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And it's kind of like, not really set collection, but you have to, like, make your dice do things to gain sets to actually get your movement or whatever.
Yep. I really enjoyed it as well.
It's puzzly.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I think it works really well with 2 players.
Yeah.
But I also think it's going to be very interesting when you get more than 2 players with that whole dice dealing. So I'm going to collect these dice, and then you scoop up some of my dice. And I think that happened today. I had everything I needed to go on this massive expedition, and I had 3 of your dice, exactly the faces I needed, and on my next turn I was just going to do it, and you're like, I'm just going to take all my dice back.
And I didn't need those dice, and I knew that was what it was. I'm like, yep, I'm taking it back.
Yeah. And I was just like, no. So I think that would happen a lot more with more players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with just 3, it would happen a lot more.
Yeah. And that was fun.
Yeah, looking forward to getting that one out some more. And then we played Isle of Skye.
Yeah, Isle of Skye. We played this twice.
Yeah. I really like it, actually.
Me too.
I like the fact that you only have so many goals that you're aiming for each turn.
Yep.
And that they're each going to be scored 3 times in the game.
Yeah.
And then...
Which brings a timing aspect to it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also the whole thing about you're not going to have the same strategy of making your city each time you play. It's always going to be a different way you need to organize your tiles because of the goals that are out.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that it's not... Like, you think some tile laying games, they get samey because you're always doing the same kind of a thing.
Yep.
But it's only different because it's random.
Yeah.
But this, it's different because of the goals.
The scoring,
being random, which is really cool.
It's the next game that we've got in a very small amount of games that we have that it's something we've only kind of really discovered, and that is a game that gives you a very easy to use system, and then by giving you different ways to win the game every time, makes you have to really bend your mind around that seemingly simple system to make it work.
Kind of like Palaces of Carrara does.
Absolutely. Yeah. Palaces of Carrara like jumps right out as one of the first ones we've got that does that.
Yeah.
And I've never really seen that in a lot of board games, and it doesn't seem to be incredibly popular, but I really love it.
Yeah.
And cool. We definitely need more games that do that. Mm-hmm. Here's an easy system, master it. Okay, now master it for this particular...
Yeah, manipulate it into this way.
Yeah. Yeah. And the strategy you used last game, well, that's not going to work today.
Not at all.
Because the goals are completely different.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
love
really
that.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's super fast, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the game we played today was like a little over a half an hour, 40 minutes maybe. And that's
like it's just beyond
quick.
Filler.
And the only time that there's AP is trying to decide about how much money to sell your stuff for.
Yeah, which I love because everyone's getting that AP at the same time.
Yes.
Simultaneously.
So you're not really having too much downtime because you're all AP and at this. Yeah.
Really good decisions in that game.
Yeah, it's really
like tormenting decisions. What do I
kind
do?
of,
How much
yeah.
money do I keep so I can spend? And yeah, it's
And then
awesome.
someone reveals their screen, it's like, oh, I only
No.
saved 2 coins, and they
Yeah.
put them all at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Yeah. And the last one we have to talk about today is Cthulhu Realms.
Cthulhu Realms.
I saved it for last because you've been just raving about it.
Oh my goodness, Cthulhu Realms. What did it cost us? Like $18?
Something like that.
Oh my gosh. So you take the awesomeness of Dominion and the awesomeness of every Magic the Gathering like card in existence, and you throw it together, and you have a 2 to 4 player game that like blows both of them out of the water for $18.
You can't say Dominion though, because they're not all available at
That's
the
true.
same time.
But the deck building, not Dominion, but the deck building.
Yeah.
But I guess what really hits me about Cthulhu Realms is it scratches that same itch that Magic the Gathering could scratch.
Kind of, yeah.
If I didn't get into Magic the Gathering and immediately feel like I needed to spend hundreds of freaking dollars on it.
Yeah. And didn't people say that about Star Realms? We didn't play that one.
Yeah.
But.
And it's because Star Realms was designed by some Magic the Gathering, like,
person.
champions or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, Cthulhu Realms, beyond the fact that it's awesome, I really enjoy, like, the artwork. I like the deck building. I love the fact that it's like it's kind of a cartoonish, funny Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I like that better, actually.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, it's not a disgusting, gory,
scary
Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Although he's supposed to be scary.
Yeah. No, I like it. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly how it is.
Cool.
I cannot wait to play it with like 3 or 4
more
players to see how that works.
Yeah, and I like how the cards all can cause chain reactions.
Yes.
It's very, like, probably one more game, and I'll really get a good handle on it.
I think what it does is it gives you...
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, it gives you a really good satisfaction to, like, be able to put down 5 cards and then, like, watch your opponent weep as you interconnect them in a series of different activations of abilities and pull off, like, an amazing round.
And, yeah, all their brains are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I can't wait to play that, like, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's fun. Cool. So, those were the games we played.
Yep.
And now we're going to there's a couple of games, well, really expansions, that we just saw on Board Game Bliss coming out soon that we're going to be quite excited about.
Yeah, quite a few. One is the expansion for Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
Ludwig.
There we go.
I think.
Yep.
Is that how you say it?
Ludwig. Either or.
Ludwig.
Potato.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I really know about it is it adds more stuff, which is awesome. But it also adds you don't have to play this way, but it adds the potential of adding like an outer wall that contains your castle, which I think
just
would
like
be...
Carson the Castle.
Yeah, but I think it's going to work really well because it's going to be challenging and there's rewards for doing it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to.
Right.
That's cool.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and I love like the Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that I'm looking forward is the Tacky Naoko.
Oh, the chibis.
Chibis.
Yeah.
Because they're so cute. And it's going to add another level of, not complexity, but it's going to give the game more
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess there's a couple of things in it that allow you to choose the cards. Like you gather a couple of cards and then choose one.
Oh, okay.
Instead of it just be like, well, I'll get this card and oh yeah, that doesn't work at all. Like it actually will allow you to kind of mitigate some of that randomness, which I'm excited about because I find the game a little too random. Just a little bit too much.
I do well with random. I'm okay with random.
Yeah.
Chibis.
And then it adds the little girl panda apparently.
Yes, I knew that, and she's really cute. Yeah. All about the cuteness.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be cool.
What's another one you're excited for?
The next one is going to be the expansion for Rococo.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I
It's
didn't
interesting.
even know.
Me either. It's interesting that I'm very like looking forward to it because just the fact that I love Rococo so much like surprises me every time I talk about it.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a theme I thought I would really get into, but the game is just
The
so
game
amazing.
is very intricate and it works so well together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like with the theme, you can explain what you are doing so well through the theme.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It's good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And the last one I'm quite interested in is the Istanbul one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about that.
I don't know anything about it either.
Yeah.
All I've seen is the box cover, and it's usually in a different language, so I'm not even really sure, and I haven't like gone searching myself for information.
Yeah.
But I just think that if there's more tiles and more things, maybe finally there'll be more paths to victory, and maybe I can win a game.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Aw.
That's like my game.
Your game to win.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I've never won it. We'll keep you posted.
The only time I've ever lost that was when it was more than just me and you playing.
Right, and I still lost.
And I think a reason is kind of like what we were talking about with Kemet is a lot of that game is figuring out what your opponents are doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And when there's more than...
Yeah, it adds a little bit of chaos.
More than two, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I usually do better at, but I didn't that time.
Yeah.
Anyway. There, so that's all the game talk this time.
Yep.
What do we have coming up on the channel?
On the channel? We have celebratory music in the background. We've hit over 500 subscribers, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
We've hit over 50,000 views, which is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to do our kind of top 50.
Yeah, kind of. It's like, if we had to cull our game collection down to 50 games, which 50 would they be?
And why?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we can do our top 50 games of all time.
No.
I don't feel qualified to... I haven't played enough games yet.
Yeah.
I need to play way more games to talk about that. But if I had to call my collection to 50 only, and that was it, these would be the top. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, because I don't know what your list is. You haven't seen my list, so where are they going to cross over? Where are they going to differ?
Yeah.
What game am I going to be like, yeah, it's fine if we got rid of that. Would make you cry.
And I would cry. Yeah. It's going to be interesting for sure.
So we're going to start doing that, and we're going to do it in installments of 5.
5.
So it'll be 10 videos.
Yeah.
And it'll be like 5 of mine and 5 of yours at the same time.
Yeah, 10 on...
Yeah.
10 games, 10 videos.
Yep.
For each.
Yeah. So we're going to start working on that right away?
Yes, hopefully very, very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have another list we're going to do too, our top 5 fillers.
Yep. We've been playing a few more fillers because some of our viewers have asked us to do a list of our favorite fillers.
Yes, and that's why it took us so long to get the list together, because we really don't play a lot of fillers.
Not a lot, no.
So we didn't feel qualified to make a list until we played a few more.
Yeah.
So
our kind of sweet spot seems to be that medium weight game.
Yeah, an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, we've been playing a little bit more fillers, and we're going to start putting that together.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's all we had on the list for today to talk about.
Nice.
Which is good, because our podcast is probably long enough.
Yep.
Awesome. So if they want to find us, if this is the first time they ever heard of us, where can they find us in other places?
YouTube.com/sweetheartsorrivals.
Yep.
That's our channel. That's where most of our stuff is.
Yeah. And sometimes we're live on Twitch.
Yep. Twitch.tv/sweetheartsorrivals.
Yeah, and that's a little sporadic.
Yeah.
But we try to do it at least once a month, at least.
Yeah.
If not every other week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you missed that, we do touch up the videos a little bit and put them on the channel on YouTube.
Yeah, we just chop off the top part where we're setting it up, and then a little bit at the end.
Mm-hmm.
We don't edit them a lot, though.
No.
They're full of AP and catastrophes and everything.
Which is awesome.
Yep. And then we've got Facebook and Twitter and all that jazz.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
So, I guess that's it for today.
Yeah. If there's anything you'd like to hear from us in a future podcast that you'd like to hear us talk about.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Or if there's any interesting lists that you want us to put together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let us know, because it's hard to come up with list ideas.
Yep. And just send us an email at sweetheartsorrivals@gmail.com.
Right.
Nice.
That's how you find us.
Right on.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and we'll talk at you later.
Laters.